boy. 6:05.
There you go.
6:07.
All right, what's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Where Media Meets Studios, in conjunction with VJ TV, Farrell Films, History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions. Shout out to the Venus Lounge as always. Yeah, it's a beautiful Friday, 4/11. I got a great show lined up for y'all tonight, man. Y'all gonna love this. Hold on half a sec. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves, starting with my co-host to the left.
Yo, it's your boy Camouflage Rail KAMM in the building, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
And our guest tonight,
Walter Maxfield Jones.
You know what I'm saying? It's my guy right here.
Simple and smooth, boy.
I'm just for give y'all a little bit of history of my guy right here, man. I've known this man in high school. He was a sophomore, I was a junior. You know what I'm saying? So we got history. This brother is well accomplished. This brother has been doing many things. He's been busy since high school. Acting, all that. Miss Roberts' class back in the day. Busy. YBA. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Acting, poetry, singing. Shout out to Adagio. Back in the day.
Watch, Stevie, Young Scoob, Joey.
You know what I'm saying? He's class 93. I'm class 92. But this brother right here, man, is a phenomenal brother, man. It's always been my guy. And I'm just glad that we finally got some time to sit back and do this.
Appreciate it, man.
So welcome to the show, Walter.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Salute.
me. Salute.
Pacers, man.
For life.
Yeah. So what's happening with you, bro? Welcome to the show, man. Yeah.
Man, good to be here, man. I've been supporting you, supporting the show.
Yeah.
And I always said if I come to the Bay, I would love to come to the Bay and have the opportunity to come be on the show and just chop it up with you, man.
Exactly.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute. So I was like, if there's anything I can do to come support or just fellowship, man. So I was like, let me come do it.
Cause shit, you go on the East Coast. For y'all that don't know, this brother does acting, he's boxing. We're gonna get into everything that he do. You know what I'm saying? This brother is active and doing shit. I mean, great things, man. Movies, internet TV series, web series.
Yeah.
Like I said, boxing coach. I mean, business owner. That just all around well dude, man. Santa Rita, thank you for tuning in. So what's happening, man? Give these people your history, man.
Oh, man. Like you said, we go back to sophomore year. I was like 5'3", 5'1". I was a little dude. Luckily, I grew a foot by the time I got to my senior year. I was a good 6'1", 6'2" by then. But, ever since, I've always been in the entertainment field. Always been athletic. Yes. Always been mathematically inclined.
Yeah.
And so, coming up, going to Grant.
Shout out to the Pacers.
Rest
in peace, Al.
State champions.
92.
Rest in peace, Albergini. But, coming up at Grant, my whole thing was like, how... Can we curse on this podcast?
Yeah, man. We say what the fuck we want.
All right. I was like, how the fuck do I get...
Yeah, we just don't offend
I was always like,
people.
How the fuck do I get out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I remember saying, I want to get as far away as possible because I know if I stay here, I'm falling into the trap. I was already barely escaping certain situations.
Yeah.
We
were sticking to
Luckily, I ran faster than everybody else. Stuff like that, right? Track. But
so was that difficult? Was it hard to just make that transition and move? Was it challenging, I should say? Or was it something that, because some people can do it naturally and just pick up and you be like, how the hell did you just leave everything? And some people it's just like it's totally natural and like cool.
Yeah. Honestly, it was a culture shock. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but everything that you learn in the hood prepares you for everything else that's out in the world, man. you know. And if you can survive at Grant, if you can survive in the Heights, you can survive anywhere. Most people in that environment are scared to find out. You know what I mean? So yeah, when I got to the East Coast, when I got to Morgan State University, it was a culture shock. I dressed different than everybody else.
Yeah.
I talked different than everybody else. My swag was different. You know, and I definitely felt like a fish out of water. However, I also was able to peep game and understand this is a way better environment and opportunity that I'm in than I was.
So you just felt like you had to adjust.
So you have to adapt,
You
man.
adjust, you felt like you was good.
Yeah, you have to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The same way I had to adapt from going to Rio Tierra to Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to adapt. You
And I heard that giraffe.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got there and I'm seeing black neighborhoods where all the black people are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's doctors, lawyers, engineers.
It's some different
You know,
shit.
I'm like, this is where if I'm gonna plant these roots and raise some kids or something, this is where I want to do it.
So Rodney, what's happening?
You know what I mean? So it was just like I'm so used to when I was in SAC, we go to the club, we had to get to the club on time. Club open at 9, we there at 9. Right? Because we know it's gonna get shot up by 11. Right? So we trying to get at least 2 hours of partying in to get my $10, $20 worth for getting in this club, you know what I'm saying, before this going to get shot up.
Right.
East Coast, I remember my cousin took me to a club. He's like, yo, we going out tonight. 9 o'clock I was dressed.
Oh yeah, no,
This boy was like, I'm about to go take a nap.
Yeah.
12.
He wakes up at like 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, we missed it.
Yeah.
We missed the club.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's either gonna get shot up or the club close at 1 o'clock, 1:30.
Yeah,
they start
1:30
kicking
at the
people
latest.
out. The lights come on, they're kicking people out. They're trying to get people out.
4, 5 in the
Man,
morning.
we didn't leave the crib till like 12:30, and then he was like, "You want to get something to eat?"
Yeah, and you're like, "Are you bullshit?"
I'm like, "Oh, bullshit."
Just say you ain't trying to go.
Just say you're not trying to go.
Culture
We
shock.
get to the club at 1. There's a line around the block at 1 to get in the joint. Luckily, we was VIP, past the line. We stayed in that club till about 4, 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Dude,
yeah,
they served
different
They brought out a breakfast buffet in the club. When we came out, the sun was up.
Right.
Yeah.
I was sold. I was like, you cannot. I was like,
Yeah.
this
I'm
is
Never going home.
I'm never
Not
going
going back to
I'm
the
not
West
going home.
Coast.
And you can still go get something good to eat out here.
Everybody was partying.
Wait.
Everybody was partying. Nobody was tripping.
Yeah.
You bump into somebody, it's just too many women for you to be tripping off another dude.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, really, don't even worry about it. There's so many bitches.
So many
You know what I mean? And it was the women. Even the women were so successful. Like that, I think when I first got out there, the average woman, I think now it's like 150, but when I first got out there, the average woman made like 75 grand to 125 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Average,
Yeah.
not the average, the regular.
Right.
The regular
Yeah.
was making 75 to 100 grand.
Yeah. And it's way cheaper to live out there.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Well, not way cheaper.
I would say this.
a little
I would say
cheaper.
that Cali costs. This Bay Area is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not even this. This Bay Area is ridiculous, but everything is just so expensive out there. You know what I'm saying? Drinks, food, whatever. But
Yeah, $100 haircuts out there. We
Well,
talked
it's
about that.
$100 haircuts.
We ain't there yet over here. But yeah, he was saying we
$100
talked.
haircuts.
Yeah, I'm
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
man,
Everybody,
shit.
but people expect it because black people got money out.
Yeah.
You mean? But that's for me to be able to go 2 or 3 days and only see black people.
Yes. That's
When you're on the freeway, you looking around, it's all black people.
right.
You in the club, it's all black
thing.
people.
That's a
You know, you
beautiful
going to
thing.
black owned restaurants, you're going to black owned whatever thing you're supporting black owned businesses, and you can literally go days
Mm-hmm.
and just see your people like Wakanda forever out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
So
That's a beautiful
that
thing.
feeling alone will have you like, hey, I gotta be on my shit. I gotta be on my grind. I want to be. I don't want to be low man on the totem pole. If
Right.
everybody's doing good,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the
Going
dude
to
that's
school,
not like
really got
then
educated,
because
like
because
really-
the black people out there look at you like, What you doing?
Yeah.
Everybody making money. Like we out here making money. Like come holler at me.
Yeah.
You need
I found like the culture. Like I only went a couple times, and it was years ago. But I just found that the people, like, you know, they was more into like bragging to them was like, what fucking school you went to?
Yeah.
Like what college you graduated from, type shit. Like what's behind your name as far as like what credentials you have.
What family you from?
Exactly.
Right. What family you
What's
from?
your family name?
Right. So I mean, when I seen that alone, I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like, yeah, it's for sure different.
It was a culture shock.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm the first one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. Like,
Right.
I have to establish this legacy.
Right.
I gotta be the dude when my great grandchildren look up on the wall above the fireplace and they got
on the mantle.
And they got. I want to be on the mantle with the smoking jacket. You know what I'm saying? They like that's my great grandfather Walter Maxfield Jones. He started it. So that's kind of what I put in my mind when I went out there, and bringing West Coast game to the East Coast. I really felt like they wasn't ready for me. Once I was like, you know what, nigga, fuck it, I'm him. I am he that is I that is him. I'm him with a capital H. I am him himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me, the same way I felt at Grant. Right? I was like, I can take over Morgan. I can take over this university the same way I took over high school. And you know, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is your specialty, you can bring that game and that arrogance and that whatever it is to wherever you are. You know what I mean? If you're doing this podcast, you can do it there. Like whatever you're doing, you can do it there. And don't let anybody tell you differently, because there's always going to be haters.
Always.
There's always going to be people telling you can't do it. Your friends are not going to help you. Don't think your friends are going to help you. Your friends are not going to help you, right? What's going to happen is you got to do shit anyway. You got to do shit on your own.
Yes.
And keep doing it. And you know when your friends are going to get on board? When you're already doing it. When you start being successful, then they're like, oh shit, I don't want him to be successful without me. Let me jump on this bandwagon.
I've been fucking with you forever.
Let me jump on this bandwagon. You know what's going to happen? Some strangers, some people that you ain't never know.
Dude.
Right? People tell you no new friends, bullshit, nigga. You need new friends. You need
network or no work.
You know what I'm saying? People that you don't know are going to recognize something in you that you didn't see in yourself, and they're going to help you. Accept that help, man. Don't be like, nah, I'm not going to take nigga help. Yes, because a lot of times what I found is we ask God, the universe, whatever, we try to speak things into existence, right? And then when it comes to us, we push it away. Like that fable, I think it is, where the dude's drowning and he's like, God help me, and a boat come, like, you need help? Like, now I'm waiting for God.
Yeah.
Right?
Motherfucker, I said the boat.
Right. Yeah. And then like a piece of wood float by.
I'm waiting for God.
Like, I'm waiting for God. You know what I'm saying? And then he drowns and goes to heaven, and he's like, God, why didn't you save me? He's like, nigga, I sent you a boat, I sent you a raft, I sent you a piece of wood. You didn't take it. So a lot of times, you know, we say that we need help. We say that we need these things. And then when somebody comes and like, yo, how can I get down with you? You be like, nah, nigga, you wasn't down with me from the beginning.
Help is help.
Help is help. He wasn't down with you from the beginning because you didn't show enough passion about what you was doing to make him passionate about what you were doing. Right. Most people are not passionate.
Facts.
They're not.
Right, they're passive.
That's why
they're passive.
Your ideas, because people always think their ideas is gonna get stolen, but most people ain't passionate enough to follow through. That's what somebody once taught me, and I had to like really learn that shit.
Yeah.
Real.
Most people only deal with something at a surface level. Like you can put your nail across your skin, and you might get, if you ain't well moisturized, you might see a line. But to the surface, that's as far as people care.
Yeah.
Or committed to whatever. You got to get deep. You got to be open meat. That's in the cut. You'll get that at 3 a.m.
but even in what he's saying, he said people scared that somebody's gonna steal your idea. First of all,
ain't nothing new under the sun.
what's for you is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can try to do the shit that I'm doing, but if it ain't for them, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
Second, if it's my idea, why am I not pushing this motherfucker already?
Mm-hmm.
I should already, if it's my idea, I should already be on it. You know what I mean? And the only way to grow is to share it anyway. So you got to share it. You know, don't get me wrong. There's certain things like intellectual property. You got to make sure you protect yourself, copyright, do whatever you got to do. But for the most part, even so, if it's meant to be, if it's yours, period. So don't worry about somebody else stealing your shit, man. That's
hey, so when you got out there and you was like, basically like, I'm finna make this stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
What was like some of the first things you jumped on? Like, okay, this is like, now that I'm here, like this is what I'm on. Like, what do you?
Oh wow. Honestly,
because I'm just trying to give, because it's we got a lot of young viewers that, you know, might be scared to take that leap of faith to like go somewhere and really bubble up.
I would say wherever you was born and raised, leave.
Mm-hmm.
Leave. Go somewhere else. Go to a whole different side of the world. Go to a different country. Go to a different coast. So that way you can be in an uncomfortable situation where you have no choice but to thrive and rely on yourself. That's going to give you a different level of confidence than if you stay home and you have this safety net. I was once told the Vikings. You ever hear about burn your boat?
Mm-hmm.
So the Vikings, when they went to another country, they get in the ocean and get on the boats and go to another country. And when they land, they burn their boats.
Because they're going to make it happen.
And they were like, the only way we're going to get back is if we fuck these motherfuckers up and make them build us new boats so we can go home.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta win.
Yeah.
We have no choice but to win, because the only way we're going to go back home is winners.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's dope.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to jump on that plane, burn your boat, and be like, yo, I'm not going home until I'm winning.
Yeah, you gotta win. Yeah.
I gotta win. Because when I left Grant, I felt this sense that my homies had an expectation of me that I was going to be successful. My mom definitely. Thanks. My mom's definitely put. Rest in peace. My mom's definitely was like, nigga, as soon as you turn 18, you out the house. You better get it. You better go get it.
Make it happen.
Better make it happen. You know what I mean? And so, in my mind, I was like, I can't come back to Sacramento unless I'm that boy, unless I'm him. And so one of the first things that I did, well, one, when I got to college, you know, it was all about, let me get my grades right, let me keep my scholarship, joined a fraternity.
Tell them what it is.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Whoop, whoop.
Nukes.
Yo.
She with the nukes now. Played a sport, and was just cool. So I was like, that was like kind of the infancy stages of it. But after college, my boy Taz, shout out to Taz, shout out to Mark Barnes, but definitely Taz. My boy Taz was a promoter in DC, and he was like a partner of one of the biggest promoters in DC, who was also one of the biggest promoters in the country. And they were doing things on such a huge scale that I was like, wow. You know, and at one point Taz was like, yo, get down. And I was like, I want to, and I feel you. And I remember shadowing him around, like watching how he moved, seeing how he was promoting. And I was like, I can do that. I can do my own thing. I can be my own boss, my own man. I'm going to do it in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And so I remember going to this event, and I saw it was a poetry event. Yeah, I was like, this is fire, but nobody's really paying attention to the poets. Everybody's their own thing. I was like, I could make this something different. I can make this my own.
Right.
And literally, I remember I was working for the state government. I made a friend down in the print shop. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was hustling. I was like, I gave him like a slid him a little something to smoke. He let me print out some flyers, and I literally made the flyers out of word art, like just straight. They were the cheesiest looking flyers in the world. Yeah. And I got out in the streets and I was passing them out in the malls everywhere. And for the first 3 months, nobody showed up to my happy hour. like I might got 5 people, 10 people. And it was horrible. I was basically buying people drinks just to stay. The guy that owned the venue, he didn't even want to have. He was like, I don't want no trouble. I don't want to have a club. This is a restaurant, and I was like, no, I can make this restaurant fly because the ambiance is right. Let's just move all the tables and chairs out the way. This joint will be popping. I'll make you. I have to remember, I told him I'll make you more money between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock than you make all day serving food. Yeah. And so 3 months went by, and it was all bad. My DJ, the guy that was supposed to be my DJ, he quit. My other business partner quit on me, so it was just me. Finally, I found a young dude, shout out to DJ Lil Mike, came out and helped. But it just came to a point where one day I remember saying, all right, how can I flip this? And I had a friend that was a stockbroker. And I heard the stockbrokers like to get drunk and they can charge everything on the company credit card. So I was like, listen, I got this modeling agency that's in town. I said, it's going to be nothing but like super bad models, maybe about 15, 20 of them. I need you and your stockbroker friends to come drink, right? And he was like, for real? I was like, supermodels. He was like, dang. He's like, all right, I'll bring about 10 of my boys. It's like, cool. Called up this modeling agency. He was like, hey, I got these black stockbrokers that got unlimited corporate accounts. If you looking for sugar daddies, if you looking for like a baller nigga, you need to come see it. So I just started playing the game. You know what I mean? The stockbroker showed up, the model showed up, the stockbroker's like, yo, this place is popping. Like I'm like this all week. And then it became something. And then actually the next week nobody showed up again. I ain't gonna lie. It was the day before Thanksgiving. It was probably gonna be my last time doing it. And everybody, like the 5 or 10 people that came every Wednesday, right? Everybody showed up on the same day. And so it went from 5 to 10 people the week before. That Wednesday, 300 and something people showed up. And I was like, yes, always like this, nigga. I told y'all. And then every week, and warm Wednesdays, and every week after that, we was averaging 300 to 500 people. Yeah. And it just cracked after that. But it was just like it's like you don't know when the shit gonna end. You just gotta keep believing that it's gonna crack, and it's gonna crack. If you keep believing it's gonna crack, it'll crack. And when it did, it just went crazy. And next thing you know, we had Raheem Devon was coming. Yeah, he would come perform. Now, mind you, like people only paying $5-10 to get in. Right. But we started acting a fool. By the time 11 o'clock, I'm like $20 to get in. 12 o'clock come, it's $50 to get in. We'll start at 5 at 6 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, I'm like, it's $50 to get in.
Up, motherfucker. But believe it or not, motherfuckers like that shit. Because then they're like, oh shit, I gotta get up here. They charging this. Well, why are you charging this much? Because it's popping.
One would be posting, I'd be sitting in the fire. But that became one of the biggest spots out there in that area, man.
It was the largest, longest running weekly open mic spoken word venue in the country. And then when Love Jones the movie came out, then it really blew up.
Yes.
Shout out to Bassman, Dimitri McDaniels, DJ Scientific, DJ Harvey Dent, DJ Franchise. I hope I'm not missing nobody. Rebecca Dupas, love the poet. But once it cracked, man. And like I said, we had Raheem Devon would come out just on a humble and sing. Drew Hill would show up and just sing. Just sing. Like Craig David, Vivian Green, India. We did stuff with India Irie, like.
So from the 5 people to that.
To major artists showing up just to perform, just to say they performed there.
Right.
To record labels paying me to throw concerts for their artists, up and coming artists. And it was wild. It was a movement.
This brother, this is my friend, this is my guy. I love this man. It's my guy. He been doing shit since high school. It's been in him since then. Like he said, when I'm real shit, and I'm not putting it 2 on the 10. You know me. I'm gonna give people their flowers in life. When he said the vision of him, he had to go do something because that's what people saw in him. Yeah. He's not bullshitting. That's what we saw. Yeah. I was like, Lil bro gonna be doing some shit. I was like, bro, he doing something. I expect bruh to be doing some shit.
Yeah.
15, 16 years old.
But we had and the reason why I come back and like, yo, like if I'm in town, I'm gonna come. The homies that I had in school saw things in me that I didn't see, and there was times where we was out doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? and there was times. Shout out to Antoine Fox. And Freaky Fred Sharp.
Fred, hey, I was just with Fred 2 weeks ago.
You know
we was
what I
up
mean?
there at the bar. Yeah, shout out to Fred.
But everybody, you know what I'm saying? Dame, James, Alonzo, Lolo, Houston. You know what I'm saying? There was time. Nick, Big Nick.
Hey, Rodney watching right now. What's up, Rodney?
What's up, Hot Rod?
Kev, Stu.
Kev. You know what I'm saying? But there was times where I remember they would drop me home. Yeah. And I'd be like, nah, nigga, I'm down. Like, no, like, let's go hustle. Let's go do what we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Let's go make this money or whatever it was going to be. Let's go ride on these niggas, whatever we was doing at the time that we shouldn't have been doing. And they was like, no, Walt, we dropping you off.
Yeah, Walt had to go home.
And I'm like, I didn't have to go home.
Well, you know what I mean.
But they was like, no, Walt, because like one of my boys would be like, I got a bad feeling. And I'm like, so I need to be there if you got a bad feeling. Like, no, Walt. Like,
you're not
Walt,
fucking up your opportunity.
Yeah, like, Walt, you different. You gonna make it. So I remember fighting, dude. They trying to kick me out the car. We fighting, literally fighting in our front lawn. Like, get out the car, Walt.
Go home.
That's like, no, though. But that's love, though. You know what I'm saying? That's love. But that goes back to, like I said, people saw things that in me that
this brother was
that I didn't see.
This was him. Hey, I'm keeping it a buck. This nigga was him in high school. I was like, that's my nigga.
So
that's back. We was in high school. We had YBA. We got groomed by the Noops when we was in high school. So
honestly, I felt like I was the fairest. I felt like I was the black. If I was gonna make a movie, and I hate to put this out there because somebody probably gonna take this idea, but I need to take it. I need to go. Like I said, I just go
on that shit.
This idea. This is my idea, nigga. If you do this, I got to be in it. But if I was gonna make a movie, it'd be like the Black Ferris Bueller in the Hood, because I literally felt like I was Ferris Bueller at Grant.
We had fun.
I was getting away with murder.
We had fun.
I could write my own hall passes. I was getting away with murder.
We was doing in Sac.
Grants and Sac.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
But
we was up there having fun.
But from there, from the poetry venue, I'm around all these creative artists. I'm around singers. I'm around poets. I'm around songwriters. I'm around actors.
Yes.
And everything else kind of like went from there. So one of my friends, Lamar Hill, one of the most brilliant spoken word artists, period. One of the godfathers of spoken word. He made me promise I would do a play with him. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm gonna write a play. You're gonna be a star.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, whatever, nigga. And 2 years later, I done forgot about the joint. He comes to the venue, slaps a script on the bar, like, you're in this play. And from that, I met other actors, and other actors introduced me to different producers and directors. And I went from plays. I did like 4. Actually, I think total I've probably done about 20 plays. But I did plays, then I started doing movies, then I did a web series, nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah, that web series.
Got nominated for
that
one was called Anacostia.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that web series was doing numbers.
It was doing numbers. So
So what was your role in that?
I was the villain.
Oh, okay.
I was the villain. So by the time I did the web series, I was probably 4 or 5 movies deep.
Yeah. Well, so wait. So tell us what the web series is about, and then what your role was.
The web series was kind of like a black Sex in the City.
Okay. Cause I'm finna go.
It was like a black.
You gotta binge watch.
It was a black Sex in the City, but imagine Sex in the City with a gay dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like the abusive, villainous husband. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I auditioned for the part. Prior to that, every movie that I did, I played a doctor, a lawyer, the perfect husband. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I got offered a role as another perfect husband in the web series, and I was like, I'm tired of playing good guys. Yeah. I want to be a bad guy. And they're like, we don't think you can pull it off. We do not.
Let me get my the nigga that's The nigga in Why Did I Get Married? Let me get one of them roles.
Let me
Nigga,
get
that
one of
nigga,
them
the
roles,
asshole.
right?
Let me get motherfucking Blair Underwood role. Nigga, that nigga, everybody hate that nigga.
And so I was told, they were like, well, if you want that role, you're going to have to audition for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you audition for it, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. And the role that I offered you, I'm going to give it to somebody else. So you may not be in this thing at all. And I was like, fuck it, that's cool. And I was like, I'm going to bet on myself.
Got to.
And I remember showing up to the audition. I remember on the way to audition, I was already getting it. I was getting the character in my head, like, all right, I'm about to. By the time I walked in the door, I was locked in. I was an asshole to the girl at the reception. I was an asshole to all the other actors that was waiting to get me. Nigga, I was like, I don't even know what the fuck y'all here, nigga. This party's mine. You know what I'm saying? I was just inside.
You gotta do that.
And other actors like, who the fuck is this nigga? I was like,
I'm embody that shit.
I'm him. I'm the motherfucker that's about to get this role. And by the time I went back there and read opposite the lead actress, and the scene was an abusive scene. And she, halfway through the scene, she ran out crying.
Damn.
She's like, this is too real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the director didn't want to tell me on the spot that I got the role. He was like, you did okay. I'll call you, let you know whether or not you got the role.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got that shit. Mm-hmm. But I was even told, the woman at the front desk when I walked in, went back and told the director, like, that's him. That's the character. That's the guy.
What's up.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then I got the role, and everything went from there. Some other things happened from there. But, you know, for me, that was the beginning. And then I said, I've done probably 6-7 films. My newest film, you can find it on Apple TV and
I got Apple TV
and Tubi. It's on Apple TV and Tubi. It's called Flood, starring Jess Hilarious, Desi, Lion Beckwith, Fred the Comedian. There's a couple other people that I'm sure I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
But it's on Apple TV and Tubi right now, and we're in the process of filming Flood Part 2.
Okay.
So also on, I think on Tubi or Prime is a movie called Dead Money.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Money's out there starring myself, Trey Chaney from The Wire.
Okay.
I can't forget my man. Who's Pinky from Friday?
Fucking, oh my God.
Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell. We've done a movie with Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell was in it.
We've done a movie with Clifton.
So check out, and then I think another movie called Torn. Torn, I'll play a soft dude in Torn.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Play a husband that gets cheated on in Torn.
Okay.
And but yeah, and the Torn is on Tubi or Amazon Prime too. So yeah, just look up Walter Maxfield Jones or What Walt Can Do, and most of those movies will come up. So.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
A little bit over. Well, Farrell's here now. Farrell in the building. Farrell Powell. Farrell. That's Walter. That's my co-host, Farrell.
All right.
So
yeah, check those out.
You got the web series. So from there, because you know this is the thing I'm gonna say. I haven't seen him in person in 30.
It's been 30.
But we've been in contact. But he come out here because we're gonna shout out Sis Linnell, swag creator. Who's been on the show a few times. Cause me and Sis was hollering, that's the homie.
Swag creator.
And she was like, yeah, I style Walter Maxfield Jones. And I was like, I said, that's my guy. She's like, you know, Walter? I said, man, we went to high school. She's like, for real? I was like, man, that is my guy. So it's just funny how it's like the universe.
1 degree of separation from
the universe is a beautiful thing. And when you give her just due, you want a biggie?
Oh, shit, I ain't no hard in the tank. But when it's
so,
wrong.
You know, so you get acting, and matter of fact, we got to give a shout out to Miss Roberts though. I mean, I think we did her. Shirley Roberts Grant, because they was doing their thing back in the day.
Hold on, real quick. If it wasn't for Miss Roberts and Alan Rowe, I think Alan Rowe still runs a program in Sacramento called You Can, which means you can go to college. If it wasn't for those two people, I'd have never made it to the East Coast. I probably went to Davis.
Shout out to Miss Cleveland.
Or I'd have went to UOP.
Remember when we went to
college? The college tour.
The college tour we was doing?
We was acting a damn fool on the tour.
We
didn't care nothing about the college.
We didn't give a fuck. We was out there with the notes. We was acting
a fool. But if it wasn't for them, because, like I said, I was getting in trouble.
Yeah, we was.
I was on the brink of getting in trouble. And Miss Roberts called Alan Rowe and was like, I have a kid. He's a
Shout
good
out to Mr.
kid,
Rowe.
but he about to get into some trouble.
Yeah.
And
Mr.
and
Ford.
Alan Rowe showed up. You understand? I didn't even apply to college.
Yeah.
Right?
They told
I
you.
just thought college was going to magically happen. Like, I got,
That's the shit that happened with me. I wasn't going there.
like, honestly, I was like, yeah, I got good
Mom
grades.
and them went there like, nigga, you going? I'm like, all right, fuck it.
I had good grades. I had a good SAT. I was getting letters, but I didn't really know how to navigate. Alan Rowe showed up, was like, hey, I heard you trying to get as far away from Grant as possible. I was like, yeah. He was like, you want to go to Morgan? I was like, what's Morgan? He's like, Morgan State University. I was like, what state is Morgan?
I
mean, I know I'm not that good at geography.
We had fun.
I ain't never heard of Morgan State. And and he was like, it's in Baltimore. I was like, The Rock? Because all I could think of was Charles S. Dutton. I was like, you know The Rock? He was like, yeah. I like, look, just get me out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, we went to the counselor, Ms. Wanzery, went to the counselor's office, got my transcripts. He made me fill out something on some piece of paper. It wasn't extensive.
Yeah.
Got my transcripts and my grades and got my SAT score. And 2 weeks later, he came to me with a letter. You got a full scholarship to Morgan State University.
Boom.
That's how quick it
That's
happened.
how big it is.
That's how you can go to college. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's so big right now.
Alan Rowe saved my life.
Yeah. Mr.
Saved
Rowe
my
was a
life.
good dude. Man.
So yeah,
So many memories. We had fun, dude.
had a ball.
I wish Mick was, dude. We got stories.
Yeah.
But so let's go into the boxing.
Okay.
How did that start?
Oh man. You know, I was like the slap boxing king of Northgate, bro. Your boy always had hands.
I'm gonna let you tell a
Your
story.
boy always had hands. Like niggas, I didn't care how tall, how short. I was short. Remember, I was a little dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I always felt like I had speed, hands. You know, we grew up with Kung Fu theater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We grew up with Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? We grew up with Five Deadly Venoms.
Every Saturday.
You know what I'm saying? So I was always out in the front lawn trying to give somebody some hands. I took martial arts as a kid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I took martial arts, I took Kenpo, I took American kickboxing, trained with Dennis Alexia. But when I got to Grant, no, I didn't really fight much at Grant. My friends at Grant had my front. They didn't have my back. My friends at Grant had my front.
Yeah.
Anytime I was about to fight, one of my homies would just come knock the dude out. I'm like, we wouldn't even go fight.
The circle was the circle.
You know what I'm saying? They were like, nah.
Just the
Just-
getting
yeah.
ready.
He was like,
the
yeah,
warm
we're
up.
like, yo, no,
Hey.
Walt, I didn't like the way he was talking to you, Walt.
The preamble.
Right? Just
Hey, I can tell you, I'm glad. You know how I be.
So-
It's man.
So I didn't
we
really
could write
fight
a
at
book.
Grant, but I got to Morgan. I got more fights at college than I did in high school.
Mhm.
I got to Morgan. Lowe came out.
Mm-hmm.
Lowe called me from juvie. Was like, yo, bro, like, hey, remember that time I saved you? Remember that time I saved you from getting your ass jumped? Like, yo, I need you to save me.
That favor.
And I was like, I got you, bro. And he was like, I was like, when you coming? School had already started. It was already a week into school. He was like, man, I get out tomorrow. I'm gonna get on a plane, come straight to you. I was like, I got you. Lowe came out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boom, whatever you need, tutoring, food, place to stay.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the tight knit. That's real homies.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I didn't forget.
We got lifelong shit.
You know who he saved me from getting jumped by?
Huh?
I think it was Charles Yeager.
Oh.
Aurelius.
Oh,
I think Charles Aurelius and maybe Kiwi. I don't know. It was one. It was
Rest
like,
in peace, kid.
the rest is, oh no, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think they was gonna jump me over some girl, cause you know how to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Walt would have to. Yeah. You know.
Anyway, but so he came out, and then after he came out, Kelly came out, and LB Lawrence Broussard. came
Yeah.
out. And so we had our own little Sacramento Grant High Cali crew at Morgan out there.
I was doing it.
So that's kind of, I forgot the damn
Shakers.
question. I think I smoked that story, bro. What was the
I'm talking about the boxing.
Oh, so, all right, let me skip all that.
Okay.
This is what happened. My wife died.
Yes. Rest in
I
peace.
got married,
Mhm.
and a year and a half after I got married, my wife died.
That's some tough shit.
And I didn't know what to do with myself. Tell you the truth, bro. All I was doing was just smoking and drinking every day. I would roll a
It's
blunt.
expected.
I'd roll a blunt and leave it on my nightstand before I went to sleep. So as soon as I would open my eyes, I could be like, right. That's how I was self-medicating through it.
Right.
And I was driving around I was coming home from work, and I saw a little sign that said boxing gym. And in my mind, I was like, I always wanted to box, but my mom would never let me box because she's like, you're too smart to box.
Yeah.
She's like, boxing is not for smart people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, man, I went to the boxing gym, and I remember walking in the gym, and I was like, yeah, I want to learn how to box. And the dude said, the guy, Charles Mooney, man, thank you so much for blessing me with all your knowledge. He looked at me and said, you don't want to fight, you pretty motherfucker. Get out of my gym. Literally, I was like, I walked in like, hey, I want to learn how to box. You don't want to fight, you pretty motherfucker. Get out of my gym. I was like, no, I do want to learn how to fight. And he was like, this is not a gym where you learn how to fight. He was like, you see that dude? He 34-0. See that dude? He 16-2. He like, I make 10% off of him. I'm his trainer and his manager. I make 20% off of him. He said, see that boy, a world champion. His coach is right there. So it was about 8 to 10 fighters in this gym.
That's what back east said.
This is out back east.
Okay.
It's about 8 to 10 fighters in the gym. There was maybe 6 coaches, and every coach was training a pro fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I want to be here. He like, look, give me $100 a month. You can hang out.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And I remember the first day I showed up with my gear and everything. He had a list on the wall. It was like 200 push-ups, 300 crunches, 300 jump squats, 50 pull-ups, 50 dips, 8 rounds on the heavy bag, 2 rounds on the speed bag, 4 rounds of shadow boxing, 3 rounds of jumping rope. He's like, do that list, and after you're done talking.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it took me like 3 hours. You know how many breaks I had to take trying to get through all these push-ups and sit-ups? And man, I left that place like I could barely move. Yeah. And I remember being home, I couldn't even lift my arm up to take a shower, like to wash my armpit. And I was like, you know what? I got addicted. Next thing I know, I was in the gym 6 days a week. And it just helped me get through my depression. You know what I mean? I feel like the same drugs that they give people, antidepressants, your body makes them naturally when you work out.
Yep, for sure.
So instead of taking, these drugs, man, push yourself. Go to the gym. I don't care what you're doing. It could be a boxing gym. It could be the weights. It could be whatever. Go play basketball every day. Find something that you enjoy doing. Break a sweat every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Push yourself, because that same mental focus, that same mental coaching, the voice you hear in your head that says, don't stop running until you get to that stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't do no more push-ups. You know what? I'm going to hit 3 more, though. I'm still going to hit 3 more. I'm going to push myself to these 3 more. That same voice that you're paying attention to in your head is the same voice that's going to tell you, get up out of bed and go get this money.
Mm-hmm.
Go send 1 more email. Write that proposal. So now you're listening to yourself again. Where when you're depressed, I feel like the reason why people aren't happy is because what they say, what they do and what they think are not in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You say, I'm gonna break up with this bitch, but you still with that bitch.
Ain't leaving.
You ain't leaving. You know what I'm
Comfort,
saying?
they're comfortable.
You saying, you told yourself last night, I'm gonna wake up and go run in the morning. And then all of a sudden the morning comes, you renegotiating with yourself.
I've done that.
You know what I'm saying? You renegotiating with yourself now, right? Like now, I'm feeling it. Maybe tomorrow. I can't believe I didn't drink enough water. I didn't drink enough water yesterday. Maybe I should wait, right? So now you renegotiate with yourself. But think about this. The reason why you start to feel depressed and when you start feeling that way about yourself. Think about this. What if you told your boy, hey nigga, let's wake up tomorrow and run. All right, cool. Next day you wake up like, hey, you ready? And, oh no, man, I'm not gonna make it. You like, damn nigga. All right, well I'm gonna go run. Next day you call your boy, hey nigga, nah man. Every time you call your boy, he got some excuse. Pretty soon you feel some type of way about him. Mm-hmm. Oh fuck with that nigga. That nigga just
bullshit.
That nigga bullshit.
He holding me back.
He holding you back. But it's not your boy, it's you. So pretty soon you start to feel that way about yourself because you breaking promises to yourself. Right. You can't rely on your own self. That's why you feeling fucked up about yourself. Mm-hmm. So you got to start keeping your promises to yourself.
Them the most important promises you got to keep.
That's what's going to get you out of depression.
Yeah.
You got to be able to trust yourself. Because if you can't trust, you know what I'm saying? Because you the same way you feel about your boy, you starting to feel like, nigga, that nigga ain't shit. Now you starting to feel that way about yourself.
Like, damn, I said I was going to do this shit, I ain't did it.
Right?
Or I'd be like, you don't put the new smoke detector up? I'd be like, I'll do it tomorrow.
See what I'm saying? So
I'm guilty.
The workout, for me, holding myself accountable, keeping like, yo, I'm not renegotiating with myself anymore.
That's like I said.
I told myself I was going to get up and go. I'm getting up and fucking going.
Right.
And then you start to feel like, nigga, then you start to feel like, yeah, you start to trust yourself again.
I'm him.
Right? I'm him. But if you keep breaking promises to yourself, then you're going to feel some type of way.
You used to lie to yourself. Same way, like, remember, I used to do the bridge. I used to walk and run the Bay Bridge every weekend. And that's some shit. That shit is over 20,000 steps. Mm-hmm. I used to do it every weekend for a while. And then it began. I haven't done it in a long time. But
so when you going to do it?
I'm going to do it again soon.
So give yourself a deadline.
Exactly.
Soon ain't a deadline.
I'm going to give myself a month and a half. And I'm going to record it. I used to always record it.
What's today's date?
Today's the 11th.
11th. So
5/11.
April 30th. April 30th is May 30th is a month and a half.
I know. I got trips and whatnot that's in. No, not in the excuses, but
May 30th is a month and a half, right?
Okay.
All right.
Got you.
So by May 30th, you're going to walk that motherfucker.
I'm going to walk the bridge by May 30th. It's on point. I'm on notice.
See, the thing is,
exactly. So, I'm going to hold myself accountable to it.
So that's another thing, right? When people, if you say, I want, you're going to always be wanting.
Yeah, sure. Wants are
I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. Nigga,
wants
you're always going to be wanting. Because you're speaking wanting into existence. What you say, that's
what you need.
So you have to put expectation. I expect this to happen.
Remember?
Right? Give yourself, if you want something, say, like, yo, I want a new car. Right? You're going to always want a new car. Instead of like, yo, I'm going to have a new car by this date.
Every time I do
now there's an expectation.
Right.
Also, you've also put that energy into the universe that you're telling it to come to you by this date.
And you open yourself up to receive those vibrations if you align yourself with what it is. And same way
you'll see how things will change when you give yourself a date. Whether you do it or not, it'll come to you.
Remember when I've always said, like, and this is, he can speak on it and know about it. When I tell you, like, what was some shit that I really wanted to do, I put a picture of it over my bed. And I wouldn't sleep into my bed till I got it. Yeah. That's dedication. That's putting yourself you put yourself in a position to, I ain't sleeping in my bed till I get whatever picture I put over my bed. And a lot of people now, they call it and just show
vision board.
Thank you. They call it vision boards. They call it this now. But back then, a nigga was doing that type of shit. And you get away from shit because life be lifing. But that's really what the shit be. It's about discipline and dedication. Because discipline, remember, I break this shit down to you. Discipline means discipline. Stick to it.
Man, discipline. I feel like manhood and discipline go hand in hand, right? Yes. And it's basically, to me, the definition of do what you have to do when you have to do it, whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
That simple. That's what being a man is. You got to do what you got to do when you have to do it, whether you like it or not. Yeah. Discipline, the same thing. You already said you was going to do it. Fucking do that shit, whether you like it or not. Yeah. Act like you fucking like it.
Exactly.
That's a great fact. However, looking at my life and a lot of the people around me, we oftentimes make decisions based on an emotion or an impulse or something like that, and then we can't complete it because that's not sustainable. See, discipline can carry you when the emotion has run out. Having that dedication, because we all have these great ideas. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start this and that, right? But when things ain't going right, when the emotion can't carry you, that's when the discipline and the dedication will. So if you don't have the discipline and the dedication, everything's gonna fall short, and you're just going here, there, this and that. So that's one of the things that you first gotta learn before you do anything. Learn that discipline. Like I got a son. I think he's almost a genius.
Mm-hmm.
But he has never disciplined himself. Even things came so easy to him that he never disciplined himself to do homework, to go to bed at 9.
I ain't got to study the test because I just do the test because I'm a
Even simple
naturally
stuff
good
like
test taker.
you got to be up in the morning and you still up at 2 in the morning. That's nothing. But then when he got to college, and now he's been faltering for many years and has pretty much basically gave up because he never acquired the discipline to do the homework. Go to bed the night before class and get sufficient rest. And I keep trying to tell him, and every now and then he gets that gung ho, I'm gonna do this. And then another semester gone, so I try to teach like, hey man, if you had just a little bit of discipline,
but see, it's
you'd be a lot further.
It's
because you have the ability.
The discipline though, it's not something like you can just wake up and say I'm gonna be disciplined today. It's a muscle.
You gotta build habits.
You gotta build it, and then you also gotta give yourself some grace when you slip.
Yeah, Kimo, what's
You know
up?
what I mean? You're gonna slip. Like there's times where I'm disciplined. I'm in the gym every day. I'm eating right, and then somebody puts some chocolate chip cookies in front of me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say no to these fresh baked, fresh out the oven, crispy but gooey. You know what I'm saying? With a cold glass, like I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I also know, all right, the next 2 days I gotta eat salads. You know what I'm saying? The next 2 days. So like you said, I'm not gonna sleep in my bed until right.
So you have
to. Sometimes you have to hold yourself accountable. You got something to snap that thing on your wrist or whatever it may be, right? You have, but you can't. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up about slipping. Just like, yeah, I slipped. All right, now that I slipped, all right, what's going to be my consequence? What's going to be how am I going to put myself back in that mode? All right, let me reset and get back to it. Because the first time you try to work out, you might work out 2 days straight, and then 2 weeks go by. And you're like, dang, I'm whack. If you sit there and say I'm whack, guess what? You're going to be whack.
You are what you say.
You are what you say, right? You speaking that upon yourself. And then instead of doing that, like, all right, next time I'm going to try to go 4 days straight. And pretty soon it's going to go from 4 days, and then you might take another week off. Give yourself some grace. The next time it might be 10 days, 12 days. Pretty soon it's going to be, 3 months, and then you had a bad day. I'm not sweating. I had a bad day. Next time I'll go 4 months. But pretty soon it gets to the point where that chocolate chip cookies in front of you, like, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm not about to break this streak. I'm on a streak right now. But you see this? You know what I'm saying?
97 days.
I can put the button together.
So, just like we were sitting back, because it followed me through my history and my career shit. I was heavy in the cigar game, and I don't mean no cheap shit. I 3-4, and I smoke big shit. February made a year without me smoking, and that's this February I've went a year without smoking, and it was like fuck, and I really was like damn, and I looked at how much money.
Hey, Canary.
What's happening, Canary? I tripped off, because I make money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a broke nigga, and I spend money because I have fun. That's what I like to do. And I was like, damn. I really started looking at it like, damn. Since I stopped smoking, I'm like, all that, I save a lot of money. But that's discipline because I really, and I was at a cigar event last night with some of my brothers, my large brothers last night. And with their cigar business, because I still dabble with my brothers in the business, but I hung out and was like, in a cigar smoking event, and I wasn't even tempted to want to smoke. And I mean, it was great sticks. I could have been like, man, let me just hit that real quick. But that's that discipline, because I was like, I'm not even bothered.
I've been saving bread off of this. I've slowed down on drinking because I'm trying because I want to stay in shape, right? I want to have more summers ahead of me than I had behind me.
We were talking about that.
So I slowed down on drinking. I'm eating right. Last year I lost about 35 pounds. Now I shouldn't be. I'm still sparring. I'll get in the boxing gym and work. Work with my fighters. And even then, my fighters like, yo, Coach, how are you still so fast? I'm like, you don't stop boxing because you got old. You got old because you stopped boxing.
That's real talk.
So object in motion tends to stay in motion. So you got to keep, like I said, break a sweat every day. Find something you enjoy doing. It don't got to be lifting weights. Just have Have childlike fun, right? Have some childlike fun.
Listen
Play
to this,
something.
Practice make
Every
permanent.
I
day.
know for a fact, a lot of y'all is not having fun.
No.
You're existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're handling some of your obligations. You're not cheerful with that. You're going to work. You're living. You're yelling at the kids. Be quiet. I'm so stressed out. You're not having any fun.
Yeah.
You're not enjoying yourself.
You gotta have fun with
And
this
this
shit.
world is actually yours.
Yeah.
But you
Gotta
got. But
have
you just
fun
can't
with
say
this
the
shit.
platitudes.
Yeah.
You gotta really actually go get it.
Make sure you have a
And you gotta
deep,
let go of shit that's weighing in it, even if
That
it's
don't become.
if it's your mama, if it's your brother, if it's your significant other. Let go of whatever it is that's holding you back, because we're only here for a little while. So, man, have a good time while you're here. I don't mean just go be irresponsible. But I'm saying, make sure, man, that you have
Fun.
more good days than bad days, and you're actually in control of that.
Yeah, fun don't cost nothing, man. Remember when you was in high school and you would just
We-
dance?
We shot.
Dance.
You know how much
Go
fun we used to have?
dance until you sweat.
And without a dollar in
No,
my
man,
pocket.
we used to have fun.
What?
Now, I understand.
We was in high school
Have
going
fun.
to college frat parties in high school
Having a
as
ball.
some regular dudes
Having a ball.
having a fucking
You know?
blast. We got to experience shit that a lot of, as young dudes, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, that a lot of people didn't get to experience. And just like he said earlier, you got to go somewhere else to experience some shit. My 7th grade, I left from Oakland and moved to the East Coast, 7th grade. Oh, completely different experience. So I absorbed that and I left. I was in the East Coast for 1 year. Came back 8th
Changed
grade.
life.
Back to, came back to Oakland. And I'm at Roosevelt. Shout out to the Rough Riders, Roosevelt. Murders, dubs, all day. But the math class that they presented me in the 8th grade, I took in the 7th grade. And so when they gave me the book, I'm like, I had this math class last year. And this is just tell you some real shit. And I'm not putting the 2 on the 10. I'm telling them, like, why you gonna give me this math? I already had this math class. And that was the top math class at Roosevelt Junior High. 8th and 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th is Roosevelt back then. And they was like, we not gonna send you to Oakland High just for a math class. I'm like, you motherfuckers gonna make me
They
take.
did for me.
They didn't, and I didn't. And at the time, my mom's, she didn't push, but I was like, man, it's the same fucking book I had in the 7th grade. I'm like, I had this fucking math already.
I don't know if you remember, I used to get bused to Grant just for math, and then bust back to Rio Tierra for the rest of junior.
I wasn't there then.
Yeah, I was. I forgot whose class I took, geometry or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the 8th grade though, and I was getting bused to Grant for one class and bust back. I'm the only person on the short bus. But my mom,
The
but
buses,
my
yeah.
mom pushed it. You know what I'm saying? My mom
I'm
was
not
like,
an
no,
advocate there.
pushed it. But what you said, shout out to Miss Hales and Mr. Hales. But I went to Morehouse for summer school. Me and Twan went to Morehouse for summer school.
Shout out to Twan.
And changed
Mr.
our life.
Fox, the
And
holler.
changed our life. I got and Big JB.
No,
Shout out to Jason Brown, Lil JB,
JB.
Big
Yeah.
JB, Lil JB, and Terrell.
We had fun.
Terrell was like the Morehouse DJ. He did like the love talk and slow jams that night
Yeah.
for Morehouse. Big JB was like the star middle linebacker for the football team, and he was dating the most popular stripper at Magic City at the time.
Oh yeah, it's bananas.
Lil
Linda.
JB, I
It
ain't
was
gonna say
epic.
what Lil JB was doing.
It was epic.
But Lil JB was that boy.
We remember in
We'll
high
just
school
put it that
we
way.
was taking journeys back
Right.
then. Yeah,
And me and Twan in Atlanta, we're like 17.
Mm-hmm.
We got fake IDs, and we're hanging out with the Morehouse football team, and we're getting in the strip clubs. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to a black college, and I'm
experiencing
moving to the
life.
East Coast. And but I will say what you said, as far as going to the East Coast for a year. When I got to Morgan, I realized the East Coast education was way more advanced than West Coast education.
Way.
You know, I remember being in college physics, and the teacher said, everybody took physics in high school, right? And the whole class said yes. And I was like, I don't even think they offered physics at Grant. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh. And I didn't want to be the only person that said no. So she's like, all right, we'll skip chapters 1 through 5, and we're just going to start at 6.
Damn.
So for the semester, I'm trying to teach myself physics, chapters 1 through 5. It got midterm, I got an F. I remember just going to the teacher like, listen, this is what happened. This is where I'm at. This is how far behind I am. And she was like, all right, whatever you get on the final, I'll
That's
give
your
you
grade.
Ooh.
I did that at Frisco City.
Yeah, and luckily I think I got a B on that final, but that joint, I remember being depressed.
Shout out to them professors that want to see you win.
Dude.
Thank you.
Shout out to the professors that take an actual
I was barely going to class
and want to see you win. And unfortunately, that's another advantage that they have in the East Coast and the South is that many of us, if you lived on the West Coast your whole life, you could have actually went your whole school career without ever having a black teacher, and never having the feeling of having a teacher that's actually invested in. I want to see you win.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for us at Grant, we had black teachers. We had some black counselors.
I can only remember one.
We had Miss Roberts. You had Mr. Ford. You had Mr. Howard.
Who was the black English teacher that was mean?
Oh God.
She was on West Campus.
Yeah, Yeah. Damn, I can't think of his name.
She was mean, but she was mean because she cared.
She cared.
Right.
But we had a few. Like Miss
Roberts,
Miss Cleveland was our counselor.
I remember Miss Cleveland was so sweet.
She and I believe she was Cleveland a Delta?
Is she?
I think she was a Delta or a K. She was one of the two. But I heard, especially my senior year, because I'm keeping it a buck. I was to the point to where I was just on PE, playing softball, hitting home runs 5 classes of the day. I just was like, fuck it, I'm just having fun. I don't give a shit. I did. I graduated, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm keeping it a buck.
You remind me of them dudes that graduated midterm.
Right.
I did.
And then come back that next semester.
I did.
Literally.
I had shit to do.
All day.
I had
Everybody else trying to make sure.
I was done.
You walk the stage.
I was done.
Partner jiving the whole.
I was done.
You didn't ask the boy, yo, read out loud right now.
Yeah, I was done.
Give him a book, make him read out loud.
I was done. We was doing shit, but we did have some we had the fucking cable studio there at Grant.
Yeah.
You had Miss.
The cable studio was the shit.
Yeah, we was doing TV shows. We was on TV. Me, Mick, and then we was doing videos. Even had a class. Mick had the class, but we was in there doing shit.
But all that, like I said, like we because Grant used to be a university, it was a different type of campus.
Right.
Right. It was a college.
Basically.
And so it was a different type of campus. You know, West Campus was the high school and Grant was the college.
Right.
You know, I knew some white people that said that they went to Grant before they let black people go to Grant.
Yeah.
Because Grant used to be all white school.
Yeah.
But anyway, all those being exposed. Fuck Rodriguez. Yeah. Being exposed to still make you hate cops to this day.
Yeah,
being exposed to all these things that we were exposed to and having these teachers that cared, all led to a feeling or a sense that we can do anything that we put our minds to.
True.
You know what I mean? It was just like, just do it. Whether it was acting, whether it was singing, whether it was engineering, whether it was baseball, whether it was basketball, whatever it is, it was like, just put your heart and soul into it and do it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, whenever I start something new, I like finding something that I suck at. And be like, yo, I'm gonna get good at this. I like the learning curve. I like the challenge, right? You can't be afraid to fuck up. You can't be afraid to fail. As long as you fail forward, right? As long as every time you fail, don't beat yourself up over it. Like, what did I learn from it?
Yeah. Because
if you fail 4 or 5 times at one thing, you're still 4 or 5 times closer to getting it right than you were if you never tried. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're still 4 or 5 times closer to getting it right than you were if you never tried. Instead of switching to something new, yo, push through that shit.
Hey, for real.
Push through it.
It's like with Al. When I got
you know,
there.
You know how many people told me not to box?
And what a lot of people like with Al, remember, before Al Virginia took over football at Grant, Al was the baseball coach.
Yeah.
So my first year at Grant was my junior year. And I transferred from Woodside from out here and moved up there because you already know, got arrested, was doing too much. Family moved me. So that's how I ended up going up there to SAC. The family's like, dude, you doing too much. We've been man, we don't know what you're going to do. So they sent me out there. You know, they're like, man, it's a punishment. I was like, no, you really just expanded my territory. But it's good. So I came up there, and, you know, I've been a young, humbly cocky nigga all my life. But I was shy. But baseball was my shit. I tried out my junior year for baseball, and Lamborghini was like, nah. Crushed my world. I was like, huh?
But Grant had some dogs in
They did. Hey, Damon, lefty pitching.
Baylor.
OJ, LaRue was class of 90.
Now.
Yeah, so I came behind some, and I was
Dogs.
like, damn. Shout out to DeMario, Commande.
Right, Commande.
Beast. OJ was the catcher, and me, I
OJ.
played catcher. So I just came up like, hey, y'all, man, you know, Stafford used to be at my games when I was in high school watching and doing shit. And I'm just, you know, I embellish some shit, just having fun. But I was like, I was rusty as fuck. And I keep it a buck. You know, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you, nah, nigga, I was the nigga. Nah, dude, I was rusty as fuck. And I was like, yeah, bro, this is not gonna happen. I was like, and I was crushed because even here.
What'd you do about it?
You mean me? I was rapping. I was beasting. You know me, and I was already a rapper. I was like, okay, I got something else to do. So lunchroom, I was blazing niggas. I gave up on sports. I really did. And I shouldn't have. But
That's what made you.
I stopped.
But
I coached after.
Because Al said some shit to you?
I didn't make it, so I just, you know me, we so busy doing shit that I just lost my flavor for it because we was doing so much shit. And I didn't, and I keep it a buck. I was like, man, I'm gonna do something else.
So this is what I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Because I never knew this story.
Yeah,
I
know.
Right now it hurts my heart.
You know,
because Michael Jordan
got cut from
First time he went to play basketball, his sophomore, junior year.
Hey, y'all keep me laughing. She saying shy, nigga. Yeah, it's like shy.
Jordan got cut.
Yeah, I did.
You see what I'm saying?
Junior year,
and
I
then
got cut.
Jordan became Jordan. I remember Miss Wanzenreed.
Oh.
No, I know.
Shit,
right? Listen.
Oh, matter of fact.
No. Let me tell you a story. I had the highest SAT score for my senior class.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great GPA. I was involved in everything, right?
You brought her name up, and that's the name I
But
thought.
she told me, Walt, you should go to Sac City.
I went to Sac City, but you better than Sac City.
Huh?
What was the logic?
What was the logic? She told everybody to go to Sac City.
Yeah, that's what we went.
That was you're at Grant. You're
at Sac City.
It was some old. Don't get your hopes up too high.
It was
I went
like
to
you're
Sac
lucky
City.
to graduate from Grant. Like you have to understand, my freshman class. Freshman year, 9th grade, we came in with 1,300. 1,300 freshmen. 295 graduated.
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember these numbers.
What was the population of Grant?
Shit.
Mostly
number wise.
I mean the class total?
Total.
He went to Logan.
Total
they
students?
Was like 5,000 back in
So
the days.
look. So Grant, I remember they were like, look to your left, look to your right. Those people aren't going to graduate.
Yeah, then we had to meet.
So just imagine, freshman class is usually about 1,300.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore class is about 9.
So the attrition.
Junior class is 6.
Yeah.
Senior class is 3.
Like
so whatever that math is.
So
you want to add that up real quick? That's how many people are. That's how many people were at Grant.
This is
But it's like every year, you almost like cut it in half.
To piggyback
every
off,
year.
Yeah.
Or just subtract 300 every year.
To piggyback off what he's saying with the class size. No, but listen.
To 300.
This is when Montel Williams. Montel Williams' show was cranking.
Shout out to Montel.
He came to Grant, right?
Gave a motivational
He went through hella classrooms, and then we had the assembly in the gym.
To this day, I remember that speech.
Yeah. Hey, he brought some students, and every student that he brought up was a student that was doing some shit. Because JB was in there. Shout out to the homie JB. But that's how we used to have. Grant had popular star power back then, but you had motherfuckers. You just had shit that was life was lifing.
Montel Griffin and Montel Griffin shot really.
And the speech that he was saying, he said, "Mountain, get out of my way." That was the speech.
He was talking about how you can, whatever's in your path, whatever obstacles in your path, you can just move that shit out the way and keep moving forward. I don't know if you know, I'm a snowboarder.
I know.
Right?
Black Ski Week. I know.
I do all types of white shit.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But I love to do it. I'm an adventure. I like to.
We don't call it white shit. You have fun and enjoy life.
I have childlike fun. Right?
Walt be like, man, you come and fuck with us this Black Ski Weekend?
Yeah, you did.
He does that.
So I'm a snowboarder, and it helps ground me. It helps remind me of certain things.
Yes.
A few things about snowboarding. One, you are in a foreign environment. By the time you get to the top of that mountain, everything is white. It looks like you're on a different planet.
Yeah.
So now you're in a situation where I'm alone, I have to adapt, and I have to survive.
Make shit happen.
Put you back into that place of discomfort where you have to rely on yourself, right? It's only one way down this mountain. I'm not going to bitch out and be on that ski patrol where you on the sled, they got you wrapped up like a Chipotle burrito because I'm scared, right? I'm scared, but I got to do it.
Yeah.
That is a mental exercise in itself.
Yes.
I'm scared, but I got to do it. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing what you have to do despite your fear.
Yes, sir.
Right? If you weren't afraid, it's not courage.
Yeah.
You just foolhardy.
If you're not scared, it's not courage.
You just
Every
scared
time I'm
going
on a
forward.
snowboard and I get to going like that 40-something miles per hour, I'll
What?
be like, if I fall, I'm done. So
Right.
I'm not
No,
falling.
you're gonna be
You
all right.
shaking like
Yeah.
a motherfucker.
No,
Like,
you're gonna be
So
all
you
Lord,
snowboarded,
I'm-
right?
Yeah.
So
I love
snowboarding.
I ain't that good at it,
It's-
but I don't fall too much.
It's an exercise.
Too
Yeah.
scared to
It's an
fall,
exercise in
bro. I
fear
go into
management.
another mode.
Yes.
Right? You're literally coming down the mountain. You can come down the mountain slow, you just make bigger asses.
Yeah.
Or you can come down fast. Right?
Yeah. It's like
And you
skateboarding.
are literally, if you get too scared, stop. Right?
Well,
But if you can.
With a hard
You gotta learn how to stop.
Depending on what hand
You gotta learn how to
you
stop.
I don't know what leg you
Listen,
want.
listen.
Hard
But
with
listen,
that leg.
But listen, if you get too scared, stop. Right?
yeah. Theory.
The other side of that, like I go through trees. I go backcountry. I don't do the trails. You know the orange line with the skull and crossbones that say don't go here. That's where I go.
Oh,
Right. So I'm going through trees, right in the woods. We call it backcountry. The thing about backcountry that it reminds me of, that helps me through life, is if you look at the trees, you'll hit the tree.
Yeah.
You
You
can't.
gotta look past
You're
the
in the woods, but if you look at the trees,
That's
you'll
where
hit
you're
the
gonna go
tree.
to.
What you got to do, you have to think 3 or 4 turns ahead, and you have to look at the path between the
It's like
trees.
racing.
Doesn't matter
Like
how
racing
close
in
the
a car.
trees are, as long as you focus on the path between the trees, you'll get through it.
Right.
Same thing with life. If you look at the obstacles, if your focus is on all the fucking problems you have,
That's all
you're
you
going to keep
focus.
running into those problems.
Yes, sir.
Instead of focusing on the obstacles, focus on the path focus on the path that you need to be on 2 to 3 steps ahead. Focus on the solution instead of the problems. If you focus on the problems, you're going to be stressed and worried. But if you already figured out the solution, or if you can focus on just 1 or 2 solutions at a time,
Yep.
you'll be able to make it through without, instead of running into those problems, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I'm feeling like, oh man, shit's fucked up, I'm like, I gotta go somewhere, because it just puts me in that. It's a mental exercise that puts me back in that mindset.
Yeah.
Fuck the problems. Well, it ain't about the problems. Stay focused on the path that you need to be on. Stay focused on your motherfucking path.
Exactly.
And then all the problems just seem like they're just there, but they're not relevant,
Yes, sir.
right? So whatever it is you need to do, whatever mind game you need to play with yourself, whatever outlet you need to do, it could be basketball, it could be whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It could be jogging, walking, yoga, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Find something that helps you reset when you get off. You know what I mean? Find something that'll help you reset.
Yakima said yes.
What's up, Yakima?
Alright, little sister
Yakima, I'm
flirtations.
gonna try to drop as many jewels as I can.
You know?
You know what I mean? Try to get this motherfucker a highlight reel.
Famous, you know what I'm saying?
When he drops these clips, these little short clips on IG or something, I was like, ooh, I gotta watch that episode.
Yeah, that's what we
I
do.
gotta subscribe to Cognac Confessionals.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we do here. man, bro. I mean, so 2025. You know, we in the first quarter or second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
With everything going on, I need y'all opinion. Because, I mean, we ain't got no time limit. We can keep going. I don't give a fuck. It's Friday.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I give a fuck.
I be on the island. I be in
I
Hawaii.
didn't know that much time. We
go.
flew fast.
I'm be on Hawaii before the weekend.
We got 9 minutes. Let's go.
We going okay. So y'all give us what advice can you give to anybody looking, brother, sister, anybody? Because you know we niggas, newly intelligent God-gifted Africans, trying to strive. What advice would you give people? All of y'all. Start with you.
Start with me?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a gold rush happening, and you know people are panicking about stocks and things of that nature. Follow the money. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to trade stocks, man, just follow what Warren Buffett's doing. Follow where the money's going, because most people, when they see the stock market crash, they're like, "Oh my God, I gotta sell."
I follow
That's
them.
what you do. When the stock market crashes, that's a fire sale.
Let me correct that.
That's the time that you got to be like, "Oh shit, things are on clearance.
Thank you.
I need to go buy this up. The stock market crashed. I need to buy some shit up." That's
what
number
Rockefeller
one.
did.
Don't save your money, invest it. If you don't know stocks, invest it into a business, invest it into something safe, invest it in real estate. If you just sitting on your money, if you got your money in a mattress or in the bank, you losing money because inflation's going up. Everything's going up. So you have to make sure that your money is growing at least at the same rate as inflation. And inflation's going up about 17%. Mm-hmm. So you need to be making at least 20 to 30% annually on the money that you put up off to the side.
Yes.
This ain't our fight. I'm gonna
Thank
tell
you.
that. This ain't our fight. This is their fight. We need to stay out of it. If anything, I tell you, make sure you stock up on some water. You should have at least 20 gallons of water somewhere in your house.
More than that, but
probably more than that. Stock up on bullets.
And beans.
A gun without bullets is just a bat.
Thank you.
So
and
it ain't about how many
field.
guns you got. It's about how many bullets you got.
Thank you.
If possible, get dual citizenship somewhere else, just in case they're not taking American refugees. Just in case countries like, we're not accepting Americans. Like, wait, you accepting Panamanian? You accepting Nicaraguan?
I'm there.
Make sure you get some dual citizenship. Make sure you learn how to grow something. Learn how to hunt. Learn how to kill. Learn how to fish.
Know how to cut your
what else is there? Find you a good woman.
Please.
I'll tell you that. Shout out to my fiance.
Salute to sis.
Salute to Sabrina. Thank you.
Salute to sis, man. My wife's birthday was Wednesday.
Find you a good one. I ain't needle in a haystack, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say, don't make sure you fully vet that woman before you make her your woman, because a woman is either gonna build you up or she's gonna destroy you.
Hey, that's real talk. That is that's for real. Don't let the looks and all that shit.
I think that's
caught up in
enough.
that.
I don't know how many jewels I was supposed to give you, but
I just got them all, man.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't know when we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it.
Any other topic?
We're gonna hang out after.
You know what I mean? And if you have a whole bunch of problems, right, and you're not healthy, you really only got one problem. Your health is your only. Nothing else is a problem unless you're healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Making sure that you are having fun. Make sure you have a good belly laugh every day. Laugh real hard. Find something that's going to make you laugh hard every day. Take a walk every day. Get some fresh air every day. Put your feet on the dirt. When was the last time your feet touched the earth, man? Go barefoot in some grass, man. Feel the earth. Feel the earth in your toes. You gotta get recharged. You have to recharge yourself.
Brother Broski, what's happening, bro?
I think that's it. But if nothing else, take care of your health, man. Because nothing's important without your health. Health is wealth. You know what I mean? Health is wealth. Learn how to fight.
You got to.
What Walt can do. Instagram.
So tell people where they can find you on social media.
What Walt can do on all social platforms: Instagram, IG, YouTube. TikTok, whatever. Everything's what Walt can do. But definitely learn how to fight. This is a crazy world right now, and y'all know these fools out here is feeling themselves. I'm not gonna say who they are.
Yeah, they are.
But they out here feeling themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they're training.
All day.
Believe me, they're training. I'm in the gym. I see them. They're training. So make sure that I say most men overestimate their ability to fight by about 500 to 600%.
Hell yeah.
Hey, and he's actually being
I
polite.
done seen big swole niggas get took down by little niggas. Be like, nigga, you
You ever watch fights on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, they fight, you be like, man, if this dude would just have thrown if this dude would have ever at some point learned how to throw a punch, he wouldn't be getting humiliated in front of 3.7
Right. And then us as armchair quarterbacks, the Monday morning quarterbacks, be like, nigga, I would have did this. And them to be the niggas that be getting knocked out. Like, nigga, I would have did, like, nigga, were you there?
Just because you a big nigga don't mean that you represent big niggas.
Hey, I done seen big niggas get took out by small niggas.
I'll be in town till Monday or Tuesday.
fucking with you.
Come get your hands right. Come see me.
I'm fucking with you.
Don't let the light skin fool you.
Alright.
I don't know if they still do it, but the Gracie's brothers used to do this Gracie breakdown, and they'll pull up videos of fights and be like, that's where he fucked up. But some dudes, it'd be so bad, they'll be like, well, where he fucked up at was when he even agreed to fight. He should have ran.
Yeah, you should have never agreed to fight. You don't want that smoke.
Or they can find you at.
My message is just consistency. Pretty simple, man. Consistency. Man, like he was saying, just the whole thing with the nightclub was just so inspirational because I've been trying to figure out a way how to deliver that message and to hear that message like actually in a real life scenario is like so perfect. But to me, I take it just without repeating what you said is consistency. I've seen so many people that weren't the best at really anything, but man, all the ones that's just like kept doing the shit is like winning for real. Like, man, bro, it's like I think really what I'll just say real quick, man, in this day and age, we have a tendency to get caught up in how many likes and how many followers and how many all of that shit, man. It all starts with consistency. You're not finna get none of that if you just thinking you just gonna just be inconsistent and do it whenever you feel. So just believe in yourself, believe in your dream, man, and stay consistent, man. I've seen people turn a little bit into a whole hell of a lot, man, just with consistency, whether it's stock, whether it's rapping, whether it's this movie shit we doing. Just, man, even ourselves, man, I just seen the growth pattern just from consistency. So that's my story, man. Y'all can find me on all platforms, Camouflage Real, KAMMFLAGE, man. Follow me, man. Shout out Livewire, man. Shout out
Livewire.
Shout out for sure our whole gang, man. Cognac Confessionals. And y'all make sure y'all tune in to our movies, man. I'm gonna let my boy take on that though.
Real quick, well, off of what he said, it takes about 5 years to become an overnight success.
True that.
Don't think if you start a new business, you start something new. I don't care what it is. Don't expect to make no money for about 2 to 5 years. Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And one thing I'll add to that, since I want to tap one thing that always besides that too, a good motto, and I don't even know if this is an urban legend or what, man, but 10,000 hours to be a professional, man. So I always try to use that as my benchmark. If I ain't put 10,000 hours in something, I ain't, and that's what I'm working on with this podcast shit. I gotta be pretty close. We gotta be.
This year 6.
Think about that.
This year 6.
10,000 hours.
We've been pushing.
You work the average. If you work 40 hours a week for a year, that's like 2,080 hours.
Okay.
This year 6.
Right. So expect it to pop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm speaking into existence right now. It's gonna pop.
We doing
I'm
it.
trying to drop as many jewels on this joint.
Evening, Mark.
Help this make this thing pop. Go ahead, player.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Sexy Mark? What's happening? Hey.
My message is similar to theirs. Just, hey, stay encouraged. Literally. Because a lot of you get discouraged. And I'm not speaking just to y'all. I'm also speaking to myself. A lot of y'all get discouraged. You get frustrated. You gotta give up. So one thing I say is that your mindset: stay encouraged, push forward, educate yourself, and believe that you got what it takes, and then go get it. I know that sounds simple, but it really is that simple.
Sometimes the most simple things are the hardest to do, bro.
Yeah.
And if you make it all complicated and it's easy, that's usually the wrong way to go.
But a lot of us complicate things because we can't get out of our own head, can't get out of our own way. Sometimes you gotta.
Your own
if
version.
you know you put in the work,
trying to find a quick fix to it, as opposed to being
Put in the
disciplined,
work.
Yes.
being consistent.
Yes.
That's the cheat code. The cheat code is discipline and consistency. That's the cheat code. There's no quick way to do it. You got to be disciplined and consistent.
No.
That's the cheat code.
Exactly. And y'all can find me at Pharaoh Films across the board. Right now, if you ain't got nothing to do this weekend, go on Tubi and check out Aliens in the Hood.
Yeah.
Hey, the other day I had somebody say, "What's it about?" And my partner started laughing. And I said,
The title says Aliens in the Hood, nigga.
Hey, tell them. The shit is about motherfuckers doing math.
It's about
in junior high.
In the motherfucking hood, nigga.
Motherfuckers selling Girl Scout cookies in the forest.
Yo, shout out to Alvin Gray too, man. If you have not seen any of the Alvin Gray movies, man, see he directed Flood. He also starred in it, but
it's up streaming now.
Yeah. Just look at Alvin Gray.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the movies. The actor that got chased by the white girl through the city. That's one of the movies.
You know what I'm talking about? My God!
The nurse that found the baby on the side of the road.
Yeah.
He takes these real life scenarios.
Oh, okay.
And turn right now the one about it's called African American Psycho.
Oh.
Okay.
And it resembles somebody that rhymes with.
I watched it.
Diddy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Diddy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your folks.
African American Psycho. Have you seen it?
Yeah, but I'm talking, oh boy.
Yeah, that's my folks.
Okay,
we finna tune into that. We support each other here.
Hey,
all
I'm gonna say is this: is
have you
that
seen it?
yes, all I'm gonna say
God.
is this: is that filmmaker goes there.
He
Support
goes
that,
there.
Support
He goes
that man.
all the way there.
There it is.
All the way there.
Salute everybody. I'm Deshaun.
I can't wait to watch the movies, bro.
What I'm gonna tell y'all is, hey, for real, believe in yourself. You got to get out of your comfort zone to make it home, like Walt said, because living proof of it. You gotta see. Even don't get me wrong, like you can have your network, your group core people who believe in you and do shit, but it'll always be people outside that see more and want to do more and will support you more. And one thing in whatever industry, whatever avenue that you drive in your lane that you're going, don't take the non-support personal. And it's hard. Don't. Here's the thing. Because I'm going to say this, and this is real shit, because I've had to check myself on it at times and be like, man, niggas ain't sharing. Motherfuckers ain't this and that. Here's the thing, and I give everybody grace. And I'm going to give you grace so long. Because life be life with everybody. Everybody doesn't see our shit. Everybody doesn't wake up saying, hey, I need to support my boy. Because the algorithm does hella shit. You're going to see hella ass and dumb shit before you probably see our shit. But that's the algorithm. So you can't take, man, why these niggas ain't liking my shit? This is real shit. Social media is designed to make you think that you need to be doing this, and this to be popping and on point. That's some pseudo psycho bullshit. Hey, be who you be, love who you love. But there are people who don't see you every day that'll support you sometimes more than the people who see you every day. It's a different thing. But don't get discouraged. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm Deshaun. You can catch me on Facebook at Cognac Confessionals, IG Cognac_Confessionals, YouTube Cognac Confessionals. But you can always find me in your bitch dreams. Why? Because that's where I reside. And you can more importantly find me in the bosom of the universe, because that's where I call home. You'll get that at 3 a.m. But I like to thank you everybody for tuning in. I thank my guests, my co-hosts, love and light for everything. Please tune in, like, subscribe, and share. And as usual, Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, catch y'all next week.